Hello YouTube, Jonathan800 here. So, I decided to figure out if Marine Commandos are even worth a thing. So, this is the template I'm using for Marine Commandos. You could use Airborne Light Armored Recon Companies somewhere in here. But I decided not to because that varies depending on what tank, and this would have been the light tank they were using, so not great. But the whole point of Marine Commandos is to raid someone else's land, blow some stuff up, then get out and laugh as they have to repair their things. But I'm also going to see the combat effectiveness, because I know for sure that some people, they will garrison their coastline, and you actually really should garrison your coastline, because if you just garrison the ports, if someone uses, and I'm not kidding, floating harbors, which I'm using, they will have enough supply to last for a while to take out the port. So I'm also going to show floating harbors too. So basically, the problem with Marine Commandos is they have less soft attack than regular Marines, but they do have more breakthrough. And you can't put any artillery if you want the funny meme bonus. So let's just quickly launch a naval invasion and see how well they do in combat. So here's the doctrines, by the way. No errors up, AI is off, but I decided to go down 2 branches. That way you can get even more special forces attack. And also I went GBP left for UK and mobile warfare right. And already, even with max shore bombardment, these Marine Commandos aren't doing too well. Let's just hop over to so these are just 18 widths. I made it to where everyone has pretty sure I made it to where everyone has the most latest equipment, but it doesn't appear so. But yeah, they are not doing so well. Well, actually they might be. Well, there's 2 per tile now, but yeah, it's not going so well. So let's just say that there is no one on the tile, so we're just gonna hop out for both of them. Tag Germany or England. So now, because we landed somewhere, we can actually go out, but I think that will actually make me lose the units because he'll lose org. But also, we have a... Here's the problem with floating harbors. They're just little supply hubs. And they don't do much, actually, when I think about it. I'm not sure if it's supply grace from, what is it? Supply grace to the Marines, but floating harbors are also not really all that good. But they are giving at least some supply. And if we look at, that actually does... Okay, the UK doesn't own it. Let's tag Germany again. They blew up the port at Hamburg, all the way from here. And some dockyards. But the problem is... Wait. Actually, do the Marine Commandos even destroy factories? Yeah, we can look at it from here. Strategic to state... They destroy all strategic state buildings after any successful naval invasions. Slight problem. None of the factories are destroyed. It only destroys dockyards. Here's all your strategic buildings, I believe. And not a single factory has been destroyed. And let's tag over to England again. Here's a little floating harbor model. It's kind of nice. So now we are just gonna be chilling. And Wilhelmshaven, but because we control it, we destroyed our own naval base. But at least this now has a, what is it? It doesn't even have a supply connection to the nearby port. Whoops. So, floating harbors, not great. They do have a few, give a few supplies, I believe, because I use 4 separate naval invasions with floating harbors. And yeah, the Marine Commandos, they suck in combat because you don't have a bit of artillery. Well, you could kind of push back like that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say besides floating harbors, they kind of suck. Marine Commandos, they also kind of suck. But the only time I think that they would be alright is if the player does not garrison the coastline and only garrisons their ports. That way you can just hop in and you can only do this if you what is it? Have only Marine Commandos, so no artillery. Well, I guess what you could do is be cheaty. And no, actually, you can because you would have a supply connection to change templates. So you'd be screwed if you had artillery. But you could just leave anytime you want. They already had a port here, but you can. You blow up a few things, including the port you want to naval invade. And there you go. Oh no! You can't retreat out when in combat? What is this? There you go. So, you blow up a few things. That's about it. I would not recommend these. I would rather recommend an actual Marine template. Here's the one that I use. Cavalry recon, so you don't require oil. And you could do field hospitals or logistics. I always like field hospitals because you keep XP, which is actually somewhat nice. These are the Marines I usually use. They are quite effective at island hopping. The 35 widths means that you only need 2 per invasion for, like, let's say here. Oh, this is actually a 2-tile island, but so you would have launched 2 Marines here, and then you would have a Marine down here and 1 to push up because it's an extra 35 per attack. So that's what you should be using instead of Marine Commandos. Or the only other case I could see Marine Commandos being used is if the UK put a port here in for the North African campaign, you Marine Commando behind them if they don't have it. You blow up the port here, therefore limiting their supply, and then you leave. That's the only way I can think of it being useful because you don't even blow up a single civilian factory or military factory. You do blow up some infrastructure, some dockyards, naval bases. They don't even think of a single railroad. Let's attack here. Hey, we got the port. We blew up quite a few things. So you blow up a few private boats, a fuel silo. Yeah, I would not recommend these. I would suggest to make good Marines. And yeah, also no air support was used. But if the enemy has air support, air superiority, you should really be conducting a naval invasion anyways. But hey, that's it basically. So too long didn't watch. Marine Commandos and floating harbors suck. You could use a floating harbor if you want for like 1 extra day of supply grace, I think. But yeah, don't use. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. You know the deal. And this is Jonathan 800 signing out.